Hey y'all, how you doing today? I'm gonna come to you with this quick little live video here. I know the sun is like glaring right now, and it's probably my hand was in the way. My apologies. I know that this is. Um, I know that most of you tune in and watch these videos later and stuff like that, and that's fine. That doesn't hurt my feelings. There's no problems there at all because lots of times I have to make these videos on the fly, and I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to these videos. So the sunlight out here is really intense. So uh, East Tennessee, what are you gonna do? But anyway, um, working on this Charger police car, and we have a thumping noise whenever we accelerate under hard load or even semi-hard load, a little bit of a load. And let me just switch the camera around. Let you see what I'm doing. If it'll switch around. Here we go. Okay, we have an engine mount here. It is bad. And see that? You see that thing just, yeah, you see that? It's just slopping back and forth there like that. Yeah, that is a bad deal. That's not a very good engine mount. It is worn out. Now, they were complaining, they were thinking this noise was coming from the rear end. It wasn't. However, that is characteristic of a lot of the Chargers and LX cars, although I think that was characteristic of the earlier ones. These later ones, like this 13 model right here, it's not so much an issue. Earlier, I did an engine swap on a couple of Dodge Chargers, and I have this engine mount left over, which I'm going to put in. This one here is in excellent condition. There is no problems, no issues or problems with it at all, and I mean none whatsoever. So this one is like new. As a matter of fact, I think it was put in just shortly. As a matter of fact, you see the tag on it right there. It was put in not long before that engine was swapped out. So now, if you are doing this yourself, you do need to be aware. The best way to do this: take these two bolts out, and then take these two bolts, which go in sideways. Okay, go in like that, and they go in sideways. What you want to do is you want to take them out. Of course, take these out, these two here on the bottom first. These out. Jack up the engine, of course, to get yourself plenty of clearance and plenty of space to get everything out, because you're going to need it to get this out. This is not a tiny little thing. This is, you got a lot here going on. There is a pocket in the frame where this fits. Let me see if I can show you. You see there's a pocket right there in the frame where it fits. Goes right down in there. See, isn't that nice? So there's no bolts you have to get to from underneath. All the bolts are up here. You can get to all of them from up here. Just take a long, skinny extension, and just get down in there like that. I think 15 millimeter. Yeah, 15 millimeter, maybe 16. I think 15 millimeter on the bolts go in sideways. There's those two bolts I was talking about going sideways. They go in right there, right down there, and there's an engine mount bracket there attached to the engine block. You can leave that attached to the engine. The other two, they just go in straight down. It's a very simple thing. And I want to talk to you a little bit about engine mounts. They're very, very simplistic devices. They don't have a huge job to do, but they are really, really great because they keep a lot of that vibration and noise from coming into the cabin of the vehicle, and they also keep that engine secure and keep it from rocking and moving around. Because if it does, I'm sorry about the camera being shaky. I'm putting this in and telling you all about it. But if you do find yourself having to do this job, the best way I found, now there may be other ways to do this, but the best way I found is to come in from the bottom right here in this little pocket right here. Yes, I know the sun is really, yeah, right there we go. that little pocket right there is where you want to go. Okay, with the old mount coming out and the new mount coming in. So anyway, let's take that up there, put it in. There's, like I said, there's that little pocket, and also too the mount has little tangs that fit into a couple little grooves to completely secure it in there, not just the bolts. Whoops. Okay. And of course, you can get it backwards, just like I did. Yep, I got that dude backwards. So, here we go. I want to make sure that that little pin, this little, see that little pin right there? It has to go face outside. I didn't do that. Okay. So make sure you get the pin facing outside. Whoops. Sorry about the light there, folks. I had it blocked. But now we got it in. Let me get up to the top side and I'll let you see. But got the little tang in there. See, right there, the little tang. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that light coming in there, blinding you all. I do apologize about that. My apologies. But yeah, engine mount's a simple little device. It just keeps that engine from rocking and moving around. And the problem is, if you ignore this, what happens is the engine continues to rock and move around, and it can start breaking other things. So when that engine's just, rocking and moving around, and all of a sudden it starts breaking other things like radiators and hoses and coolant hoses and electrical connections and all sorts of things like that. So my phone is not wanting to focus right now because of all these very intense conditions here. It's taking a minute. Having trouble focusing. There we go. Now it's focusing. Okay, but anyways, you can see the engine is up a little bit high. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these bolts in, these side bolts in first, and at least get them started, and then I'm going to probably tighten them down, and then I'm going to lower the whole thing down and then put in the vertical bolts. So you got horizontal bolts, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical. Okay. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, if engine mounts are allowed to just carry on and you don't replace them, and it doesn't matter if it's like a car like this, a rear drive car like this Charger, or an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive car, or an engine where it's mounted transversely, like in a front-wheel drive car. What can happen is you can have all sorts of damage. Things start getting broken, and parts start getting, parts start needing to be replaced. When you really should be, replacing this stuff that needs to be replaced firsthand. The problem is, if you disregard something like this engine mount or any other part like that, it can start breaking other stuff, and then it starts winding up costing you more and more and more money, and it just winds up being just this incredibly big, nightmarish mess. So do yourself a huge favor. Replace your engine mount when it starts going bad. You start hearing this knocking noise whenever you accelerate, but you don't hear it all the time. You only hear it when you just stomp on the gas and accelerate away from maybe a stoplight or something. Yeah. Get somebody, check out your engine mounts. And one easy way to do it is you probably have to have some help with it, but sometimes you can do it by yourself. Like on this car, I could do it by myself. You want to, what you want to do is you'll have the engine running, and when you have it in gear and have your foot on the brake, hard on the brake, but you put another foot on the gas pedal and you just give it a little bit of gas, like in drive or any of the forward gears, and you watch the engine rise up on one side. It'll want to rise up on one side but not the other. Then if you put it in reverse and try to do that and see if it does it on the other side, if it doesn't, then okay, hey, I've got one, it does rise up on one side, then you got a bad engine mount. Okay. Now, what can happen is sometimes also too is that one bad engine mount will cause another engine mount to fail. I've also seen where they've also caused the transmission mount to fail, and they've also caused like very catastrophic failure of like the transmission case or other parts, like radiators and water pumps and fan clutch assemblies and everything like that. So do yourself a tremendous favor. Get this stuff replaced. It's going to be way better for you. Way better for you. So, sorry. Uh, yeah, just way better for you. Okay? Get that stuff replaced. And I'm going to go ahead and put these bolts in, get this thing done, and I will try to get a update video to you later and let you see what I'm talking about testing it, with. Okay? All right. See you later. And thank you, and God bless.